Yippee. Be cool. For the water. Oh, chat. Tea time. Meowdy. Hi, Gabo. Hello. There's your...
Hello. We should be blinking soon, so.
Yeah. I got it put up, though.
I know, it's very nice.
It took long enough. I have bad news, though, and it's news that I'm really sad about. Because I don't know it. There's no fix for it. I think I dropped my book somewhere, and I can't find it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I lost both of my books. I don't know what to do about it. I mean, I guess there's kind of nothing to do about it.
Other than right from memory, what do you remember?
I think it's too much to remember. That's why I wrote it all. Because I couldn't remember.
I know.
I've had that basically since we got to the surface when Silkseeder gave it to me.
I know.
I'm trying not to be sad about it, but it's really hard.
It's okay. It will be okay.
It doesn't feel okay.
I know. Your feelings don't have to be a reality unless you let it.
Huh?
Your feelings don't have to be a reality unless you let it.
I don't know what that means.
You will at some point.
Ah. What if I want you now?
Hey, Shiva.
Good morning. Oh. He pulled the flute out. He wasn't fast enough.
Now we wait. I saw you pull out that flute. Why do you have a giant inhaler on your head?
It's my L because I'm a walking L.
Oh. I thought
It's
you
MJ.
were just a little wheezy.
I'm weak. Save me from the mines. Start a war on the undead. Please.
By the way,
Get me out the
everyone
mine.
here, did you see the announcement? Yippee!
Yippee! Yippee! Yippee! Yippee!
Now you have 3 more character choices that you need to think about.
3
I can be
choices.
special.
You could be
Yes.
special.
I'm special.
What do you mean? You're already special.
Yeah.
Thanks.
An avocado. Yay. An avocado is not a skill, Patrick. No.
No. Oh, do you want Godhead?
I think it just restarted.
What? Oh, okay, that would explain.
Have some Godhead.
Oh?
Let's see. Let's see. Let's find out. Oh, they're not coming.
I have
he goes,
5
"Oh."
stacks.
Oh! Just gonna push back in.
That was such a fucking good
What?
Oh.
What just
Welcome
happened?
back.
Holy shit, that's so good, dude.
Here's some Godhead.
What just happened?
I don't know. I'm Jay.
Your arcane
He's
privileges
over
are
here
taken
again.
away.
Old. Old. What's old? Teleporting arachnid. Old. Old. Hi, Maj. Why is it old? Old.
Yeah, shut.
Server
It's
says
in the
it's
grave
old.
already. Welcome back
It's
again.
why I already go in and go like, I'm freaking. Ah! You know you're like the crooked one and your skin, yeah?
Yes.
I know.
What the hell wizard
likes
are
it
you
that
using
way.
to have that?
The pogered one?
No. I keep finding
Oh no. Just slowly cycling through ads, trying to find the right one. I love it.
Hello?
Pretty sure the server's up to 3 people.
Last time I looked, it said old.
Old is when it's starting. It should
Old.
have started already.
Old.
I mean, it's pretty fun standing here.
Alright,
doing
bye.
this.
I'm checking.
Let's go.
It didn't work.
Everybody on it.
I'm going. It'll be faster. I'm walking. Walking's faster.
Like school.
Like school. We're gonna get to the server. He's old. He's old. Old server. The connection is old.
You just make another one.
It's the principle of it all! Ava. Ava, I lost my book.
What? What do you mean?
I lost it. It's gone.
Wait. Are you able to retrace your steps?
I
and Go
tried.
back and find it?
I tried. I couldn't
Did
find
you-
it.
Did
I
you
tore
try a
apart
second?
the whole hive. I couldn't find it anywhere. I lost
This hive does look torn apart. I'm sorry.
I'm sad about it. And I lost my list of grievances, which means I have to put my old list of grievances on my new list of grievances when I get one.
Oh, I don't have a chapter anymore.
Oh
No,
no.
not yet. You'll build it back up.
Well, think of it this way. If you were to rewrite everything, that just means you get to rethink all of those wonderful memories again.
I don't know if I'll be able to remember all
Wonderful
of
memories. Grievances.
it. There was a lot.
Goodness. That's all I'll say. It's quite alright.
Got you.
Alright.
Oh. I thought you were just standing there. Menacingly.
Menacingly. There you go.
Da, 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 da. Woo. What have you been up to, Ava?
Tirelessly expanding the research area. There are
Oh.
multiple sections now.
Oh.
Has this changed?
Yes, it looks like it.
That is in part to me, partly because of me and a few others.
Oh,
No,
God,
it's
got
raining.
it close there. It's always raining when you have to go outside, every time. Every time.
Look, it's
is this?
Fiore, and then it's me.
It's you. It's your
Oh,
name.
okay. Oh, the wall is actually more now.
Yeah, it's all around now. It's all the basic finished. Not full finished, but basic
an actual
finished.
path.
Yeah.
An actual path instead of like, you know.
They've been working tirelessly for multiple days to get this done.
Fiore's been working very hard. I played a song for them once. I would have wrote about that in my book.
Zeal. Oh my
If I had one!
Do you want to borrow mine?
No.
Mine has all my stuff in it.
No, I want my own. I want mine back. It had all my good information. Darkness.
This area should be lit.
I don't have a sword. I just want you to know that. I don't have anything. I have nothing. Wait. I have one arrow. Two arrows. I'll hit him with my arrow. Like a stinger. Whee!
If I find that you took that one arrow and renamed it to your stinger.
I don't have a stinger.
No, you don't.
I'm not a bee. I'm a spider. Fable has a stinger.
I do.
Mhm.
Do. It's fairly potent.
Very pokey. Pokey and poking. Oh. Have you seen the new traits I'm making at Fable? Huh? What?
My brain is jittering everywhere. Yes,
Oh
I was
no.
nosy and I explored your place.
Do you like it?
Your place. I do. That's why I didn't say anything other than just praise it.
Oh.
Praise it.
I like building. It's important.
I'm checking down here.
Checking for
This is a little
what?
therapeutic.
Oh, I'll check if the gate was up close or not.
I opened it earlier. Before I lost my book.
Goodness.
It's a good gate.
Hello? There's a lot more room in the diplomatic center now. If we want to do something with it. I don't know what though.
I'm uncertain, in all honesty, with all the open space.
I know it's a problem. You have an open space, then you have a blank canvas. You don't know what to do with it.
Space.
I died. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's illegal.
Oh,
It's illegal.
oh.
No.
Oh,
The deities will get you. The deities will get you. I'm as long as you're sorry, I'm sure it's fine. Nothing happened. I don't know what you mean. Nothing happened. Ever.
I'm going to meditate for just a few moments.
Okay. Where's Rago? Ah! Oh, that's unfortunate, isn't it? It's a little unfortunate, that is. Ah! 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 Why do I still hear the rain? Damn. Damn! Bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum. I live! I live! For now. Wait, where did Raha go? Left me. All alone. Can't believe. Raha!
Hello.
Let me see if we can put together a new book for me.
Oh, that should be relatively simple. We should have leather.
And paper. Ink. Slow. 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 Even slower. Ah! At least it's good tunes though. The radio station. I know what that is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we seem to be
No!
breaking down.
Ah!
We're back.
Okay. I won't call you slow. For now. For the moment. In a second. Sticky. Da, 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 da. Oh. Whee! Gotta get out of the way before he falls down. Hurts me. Oh. Ee. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Huh? Oh. Let's see. Oh, we have, no more paper in there. There was paper in there before.
I think paper is on the third floor.
Maybe. How much leather is it? It's just... You remember? Raha!
Yeah?
How much leather is it?
For a book?
Yeah.
I believe it's only one leather.
One.
You do get ink and flint, I believe? No, ink and something for a book and cloth.
Feather.
Feather. Yeah.
Did you get the paper?
Sorry, what?
Did you get the paper?
Say it again.
Paper.
Paper. Ah, there's on the third floor. Okay.
Okay, I'll get them here. Ow! Ow! It's breaking food. Owie. Ow. vouchers? Uh-oh. No. Yeah. Wait, I don't need as much. Yeah, like that. Ah. Oh.
Heavy paper. Give me the other things.
There's a potato. Thank you.
There you go.
Could I also maybe get you to rename it for me?
Get you what?
Get you to rename it for me?
Sure. Let me
Hey.
find the handle though.
Oh, don't you have one in your room?
I think I do.
I think you do. No, what happened? You had one?
Might have broke from overuse.
Maybe. No, I think you just didn't put it down.
Give me the book. What do you want the name to be?
Silken Diary again. It's just a new one.
Silken is with an E, right?
Silken.
Is that what you meant?
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you.
There you go.
Uh-oh. Well, now what do you want to do?
I don't know if Ava went.
Oh, Fable was gonna meditate for like a few minutes. I don't know if they're still meditating or not. I guess you want to go up and be in the rain, or do you want to stay down here?
Wherever you want to go, just walk around.
Well, currently I'm following you. That was faster. Find a good place to write.
If you're looking for a good place to rent, it should probably be underground. Since it is raining.
Yeah? But you brought us above ground. I guess we could try and run Fago first. Our footsteps are very musical today. Last time I saw Fava, he was around here.
He's over there.
Huh? Where?
Look.
Oh, hey,
Hello.
Fava.
Hello.
I'm gonna try and find a good place to write.
Okay. I don't know of a good spot, but we can look.
Raha was saying it might be a good idea to be in the underground because of the rain.
Well, in all honesty, anywhere where you won't be wet, but
Pretty
it
much.
is a comfortable spot to be underground.
True. I guess we can go there then. You don't have any other idea. But I wanted to make sure I found you so that way, you know, you weren't excluded.
Thank you. I very much appreciate
Yeah. I mean, obviously,
I
if
was
you have
more
other
about
projects you
okay.
want to work on, then you can feel free to work on those instead.
Oh,
I was just
I've
gonna
been
sit and
working
wait.
on projects for too long. I need a little bit of self-time.
Well, then we'll go sit, and I'll write, and we can talk. Maybe we can sit in the little, like, mini garden area.
Oh, that would be nice.
Seems like a good place. Place any.
It's fine.
You can see your potato before I can see you.
You're so sick of potatoes that you just see them in
Yes.
places now.
Yes! I didn't even feel good eating those. I'm a carnivore, Raha.
I'm not.
I know. You're fine with potatoes. I'm not. I can't survive on potatoes forever. Hello? Wee. Ba, ba, ba. Ha, ha. Blah, blah, blah.
This is a nice spot.
Yeah. It's a pretty good spot. It's comfy.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I sit here and I like to think back when this was just a cave, and then you look at everything now.
A lot of change. Like a lot.
It's both exciting and also, I don't know how to describe it. is the word.
To look over all that you've built. Whether in a theoretical sense or a literal sense.
Hmm. But there are also the thoughts of what else could this have been? Or what is there yet to be? And then sometimes you look at all this hard work and all this space, and one could only imagine should we be thriving, everybody running around.
It is quieter today.
Yeah.
How was the dinner? I'm sorry I missed out.
Oh, it was quite exceptional, actually. Um, more shenanigans than I anticipated. Mm, mm. I had a cake and a plate full of, I don't even remember the names because they were so long, but it was different variants of pufferfish and meats and berries and eels and stews from the nature born and bones to gnaw on. It was quite the colorful assortment on everybody's plates.
Ooh.
Chitter,
Huh?
do you hear that?
You're right. You hear something?
Check the web.
Uh,
Oh,
oh, I do hear that. Uh, that's... I don't
compose yourself. Act very formal.
know what to do.
No shenanigans, no silliness, and I would suppose mimic how they would approach you and speak. Be respectful.
You remember my training.
I know.
Remember that you're also, right now, technically a brood lady.
I am uncertain as to what is to come.
Here, I'll let you know what it says. Yes, please. I was already gonna say it, but please do. That's very helpful.
I guess it's unfortunate that it's just us, but also maybe good that it's just us. I don't know. Could be both.
answered. Are there any customs that we should be... should be doing? It's been quite some time.
I was never a lord or lady druid. Otherwise, so I'm not particularly well versed of how a lady and a lady to lady or lord to lord would happen, or lady to missive in this case. I guess receive them with all due honors, warmly, probably with gifts of some kind.
What can we give?
Food.
My initial thoughts is food. I don't know if they would enjoy exotic materials.
I think that someone prepared some more traditional foods inside the kitchen.
If that is the case, that would be a very good gift.
Mm.
Also, a gift of samplings of our food, most likely. Actually, it would depend on the species. If they're like me, then it's a type of plant-based food. If they're like you, then meat.
There are some still leftovers from last night's dinner. They are quite exquisite. They were left there.
I guess I'll stay out here in the open so that way they can find me.
Right.
Do you know where the tunnel to the underground is down there, right?
I think
The
so.
ones. You can just stay within inside of that. You just have the gifts ready.
Okay,
By this, I will return shortly.
okay.
It's interesting to hear him nervous.
Mm-mm. It isn't something I've heard often. Should I go pick out some food, or are you gonna? Should I go
Say
pick out
again?
some food?
We can get the normal food. I think Favo's probably getting the food from the dinner upstairs, presumably. But we can check the kitchen.
Okay. I don't know how long though. I don't know how long it'll take. Those drums didn't sound too far away.
Why is there a chicken here?
I don't know.
What is this?
They're close. They're close. They're very close. There's some in the chest. Ah!
Found several meats. These are actually pretty rare.
I'm gonna wait outside.
I brought exotic foods down. Yes. Do we need put down a table or something for them to sit at?
I don't know. I think we just wait now. I got some of the I got some of the more traditional food. I got a blood thistle that someone prepared. Uh, Hello?
All right, I have a table, I have sofas, and I have food and baskets prepared so that we may all sit down. I can't think of anything else.
It should be good. Should be okay. Just
All right.
collect yourself.
Composure.
Mhm.
Composure.
Does writing help you compose too?
All right.
Okay.
You
Real quick. Traditionally speaking, when we're receiving a missive from the Queen, which I have never been a part of, because, you know, a little rare, we are trying to impart how competent we are. So show them all the good work we've been doing. I have gone in every piece of rare meat that we have, including steak, mutton, pork chop. I even have cookies in case they like sweets.
Here. I got some of the blood thistle that someone made.
Do not show any incompetence. Basically, show them all the most impressive things that we have done.
Should we give them quartz or amethyst, perhaps?
We can show that if you want to show that.
Perhaps gather
Um,
some, just in small amounts.
Yes, I
A
was only
sample.
going.
Second, we're probably running out of time very soon. Second for you. You'll be okay. Just breathe. Everything will be fine. It'll be relatively quick.
Okay. I trust you.
Thank you. Trying to think of things you want to show them around here that you think is particularly impressive.
Can you do me a favor? There are posters up in the meeting room. Can you remove those?
Okay.
Don't think those look very competent.
I have to go to the vault, but perhaps I will see someone along the way, and perhaps that will also be beneficial.
If you're sure.
I love the posters, but Chitter thinks that they might not receive them well. They're so funny and cute.
I have confidence.
Alright, as long as you're composed.
That is my best.
Hi, Crassus.
Hello.
Cresseth, I must say, respectfully, there is someone of great importance coming, and I do not know entirely their name or their rank, but we all must be composed, respectful, and only speak when spoken to, and never to interrupt them, ever. This is me being serious.
Yes. I had heard the rumbling.
Yes. They will most likely be talking to Chitters, but they might also insist upon talking to us, so
Alright.
do keep everything in
Thank
mind.
you. You can put them back up after. I just.
It is
You.
very serious.
I will.
You.
I have something to tell you.
Over here. 1 second.
It's something to do with the lab.
That can
I don't
wait.
know if you've seen it. I have captured a live.
After.
Very well. I've... Yes.
We're waiting for the world. There you go.
Yeah. Yes, I most likely will not be doing much talking. This is a very serious matter.
If they view you as incompetent, it's not unknown to have you replace them. And it won't be us doing the replacing.
Yes.
Raha.
Yes?
I was thinking I can show them the tree, the information room, and the above ground buildings. Can you think of anything else?
And the what?
The above ground
Lab.
building? No! 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 I can't believe. Ah. I'll bite the ravioli.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yes.
Oh, I'm stressing out. Oh.
Oh God.
You're mad.
This No,
no.
I've been here once.
Joke's on me. Joke's on you, honestly.
Dude, the actual anxiety of it.
I stand on this.
I'm frightened.
This is gonna be interesting.
Did you notice who's wearing a new skin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was thinking I could show them the information room, Fava's tree,
Yes.
and
Those two
the
are good.
above ground buildings.
Yes.
Kind of tell them about how it's to make people think that we don't live up down here.
Yes. Yes.
Can you think of anything else?
No, I think that's just it. I can't really think of another thing that would be particularly impressive.
Okay. We haven't been up here for that long.
Not particularly, just close to a month. Did you inform Kanka at all? Have you seen him?
I haven't seen him yet.
I saw him walking towards it. He stopped and then the world blinked.
I didn't see him. So he probably is awake, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, speak of the devil. Over here.
There we go. Now I can also speak.
Kanka. I'm assuming
Yes.
you heard the thing.
No, I've just arrived. I was in the Undead Lands.
There are drums underground, which usually indicates a Queen official.
Were we informed ahead of time, or?
The drums were the informed. And usually if they do it without much fanfare, is usually some reason for the surprise.
Alright. Do we know how long they'll be?
Relatively soon. I will say they're most likely checking in on the surface colony, which means they're going to be looking at anything particularly impressive, competence, in general progress.
Perhaps I should take down the propaganda posters.
I already had
We already
Raha
did.
do it. Oh,
So,
actually. Can you settle the bears?
Define settle the bears.
Their blood, they seemed to be blocking the arena entrance upstairs.
The temporary housing that we made for them, yes, the temporary housing that we made for them there was... Unfortunately, that was the best area we could think of to make a cave, so I can work on moving them into the cave area and corralling them away from the,
Yeah, if you can kind of just shove them back away from the entrance, that would be enough. Just so it doesn't look so...
I'll get some cages and some
unruly.
chickens.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the bears love to rub themselves up against the fences. I don't know why.
Okay.
scent, probably.
Why?
Thank you, Raha. Or Kaka, Raha, Kaka, Raha. I get nervous. Breathe.
Breathe.
Sorry.
Everything will be fine.
information room. Famous tree. Above ground. Okay. And you have the gifts.
Yeah, I think that's good. You want the food?
No, I'll let you. I'll let you hand them to them. Because I
Oh,
think.
no. The other
Someone
one,
please
no.
tell me they also both heard and
Yes.
felt okay.
We are receiving a missive from a official of the Queen. Be on your best behavior.
All
And
right.
if you're not, it won't be us punishing you.
That is understandable.
Perhaps, prepare for the possibility of having to explain your research. We might want to show them the research room.
I see, that is a valid point. I'll have to double check all of the
Make sure it's
current
all
ongoing experiments.
looking good. Put together. That's actually also
this is
a pretty
lovely.
good one.
Alright. I suppose I'll be down in the lab then.
It's still in the same place, right?
Indeed.
Alright. Thank you.
There have been a few additions to it, as well as some new specimens to be both observed and befriended.
I see.
Get ready for any number of amounts of new people. It could be 1, 2, to an entire convoy.
And make sure that it is presentable looking.
Then we should probably... The entrance to the lab should be redone then.
I don't know if we have time to completely redo the entrance, but we can simply explain it as we made it not obvious as not to alert anyone who could potentially come in.
Yes. If you have to explain anything negative, please frame it as why you're doing it in a as competent a way as possible.
Understood. Alright. I'll be down at the lab.
Okay, we'll be up here. I won't paste. I will write instead. Writing is better than pasting because writing looks important.
Yes.
Just so you know, I'm going to be showing them specifically the information room, the research room, your tree, and the above ground.
Very well. That is a good plan.
I sent Lexwick to make sure that the lab is presentable, and I sent, Kadga up so that they can settle the bears, and the propaganda has been removed from the meeting room.
Alright. That's a good plan. Very well.
You did get the quartz, right?
Plants, no, because
No, no.
cats, and I don't know if that would be a
Uh,
good one.
Ava, you got the quartz, right?
I have the quartz, I have the amethyst, and I have a lot of variants of food that have been seasoned in different ways, and prepared differently, and I have a table set up with sofas and a fruit basket. Put everything in.
Where's that?
I have it right here.
Oh, I see.
Here. Yes.
Maybe that'll be enough then. You don't want to give them too much food because then it looks bad. We're being wasteful.
I only have 5 in each.
Which do you think is better? The better prepared food from dinner or the ones that you have raw?
I put it in here.
Those do seem nicer. And that's also a lot of food. But I guess we also don't know how many are coming.
It's true.
I guess, we only give them an appropriate amount according to how many are here.
Yes, and these are typically be samplings.
So maybe, 2 per person? So if it's just one person, then we just give them 2 types of food.
Down below.
Grab the food in the chest.
Yes.
This is technically the entrance.
Yes, this is the entrance. I contemplated staying down there as a guide, because perhaps they might not know where to go, but at the same time, we don't know if they could come from somewhere else.
True, that's kind of why I was staying up here, because it seems like a good middle.
Alright, then push them further inside the cave for now and block them in.
Alright, good.
I had to cull several of them since they would not be pacified.
Oh dear. Understandable, though. Well then, other than that, I plan to show them the information room, the research room, Favis tree, and the above ground. Is there anything in the research room that you, in the information room that you feel like needs to be more presentable? I know you've been mostly handling it.
In all honesty, it is bare bones for the most part in terms of aesthetics. I prefer practicality over anything else. perhaps the map room itself may need to have some level of improvement, but that's not something you can do in a short time.
As long as it doesn't look incompetent. Even if it's bare bones.
Debatable, but we'll see.
Suppose now all we can do is wait.
There will be a moment I need to think very hard.
You don't think it's possible they could be coming from anywhere else, right? You think they would only be coming from here? Like
from
in the hive?
underground.
Okay, good.
Is there any other entrances from the deep underground that you know outside of that one?
No.
Then there's nothing we can really do if it's elsewhere.
Guess we just have to wait. You gonna be alright? Oh no. Things a little bit freezy? No. I think it might be a good idea to go check upstairs just in case. I mean, they could have come...
How would they come upstairs?
Maybe they could have come from a tunnel outside?
Yes, there are technically 3 different entryways into this warren, as well as the number of warrens that we've scouted having 5 separate entryways up into the surface, all of which have currently...
It might be a good idea to check. It's been a while. And I don't hear the drums over here. Hey, Fury. We're following. It just seems like a good idea to check. I didn't hear the drums anymore. Yep, they're up here.
Of course they are.
I'm sorry for the wait. We thought you might have been coming from deeper underground.
If you have a station, it should be used, should it not?
I suppose that is very true.
Well,
Please presenting Brood Lady Chrysalis.
it is a pleasure. Don't disappoint me.
We have no intention to. It is good to meet you. My name is Chitter. I am the current acting brood lady.
Very good. And?
I am Raha, general mentor and training instructor for the Bucking of the Surface Colony.
I can see how your training has bore fruit. And you?
Cadka. I've been placed in charge of defenses as well as information.
This will be noted. Very well. I am to inspect your progress. Please, show me what all you have been doing up here.
Of course. I can take you on a tour then.
Yes.
We will start with the above ground, if you don't mind following me. I'm sure you have already noticed...
I will take rear guard.
I am sure you have already noticed our walls. They are still progressing, but they have progressed much since our last starting. These are currently being worked on, I believe, initially by a mantid named Fiore. She is one of our builders.
A mantid was able to build this much.
Not by themselves, but they are the ones who constructed the initial idea.
Typically, this is ants work.
Do we have a timeline of how quickly they've been making this? Must be industrious if they made something so large. Isn't that correct, Madam Brood Lady?
You'll refer to me as Chrysalis only. With
My apologies. My apologies, Brood Lady Chrysalis.
Do not blunder a second time. Answer his question.
Of course. We began the wall initially within the first week. And since then it has progressed to here. There was a temporary wall for a short period until this one was constructed. It is still in progress, as you can see. There are intentions, I believe, of adding more leaves and foliage.
And webs.
And why was the wall prioritized?
It was prioritized as there are other factions that we have noticed very close to our lands. And we wanted to make sure that we seemed presentable and that they would not stray where they should not be. Thus why the only gate leads into the diplomatic area.
Very well. It will be noted. Where else? You may continue your Sure.
Currently, the diplomatic area is still in progress. You have already noticed our main meeting area, as well as we have constructed a trading area.
I have noticed.
Beyond that, we have intentions of building out more and perhaps even better areas for making it seem more like we actually live up here. Which is why we have constructed most of this. Most of these rooms are...
4 blocks tall.
We have several members who are quite tall. These are meant to be, or at least appear to be, dormitories. Places where people can sleep. Not many actually use them, but they have been instructed to decorate them to make it believable that they do.
I see. A false lodgings.
Yes. It is my intention to make it very clear that we live up here. That way they do not attempt to stray into the hive itself. There are several buildings up here, including a larger arena this way, along with a small beehive, a few research areas, and a kitchen. Generally, these are, again, mostly intended to make it appear as if we live up here.
Well, let us see how convincing these places are.
We will start at the arena. The arena doubles as a larger area for more collaborative training. So it is still not useless.
Much use.
I believe that is something Raha can explain.
So far, only light training exercises. We're still planning on conducting larger ones and creating scenarios, such as changing the entire arena to create different biomes.
Looks adequate. It looks adequate for small scale. Anything larger will require larger.
Yes, anything larger would require something larger.
Well,
Brilliant addition.
Indeed, Brood Lady Chrysalis. Have you done any field training?
It is productive use of
Yes.
air.
We have done exploration missions where I've trained the younger of us on how to do formations and explorations and keep command.
If you have no other questions, then we may continue.
I suppose I have one. Do you often train Brood Lady Chitter?
Raha has
Yes.
been teaching, yes.
Good. We may continue.
Understood. Here there are a few under-constructed buildings. They are still in their makings. Our architect is intending to improve them at some point. This is for future plant testing.
What sort of tests are you planning to enact?
It is intended that we will try to find a way to make some plants more capable of being hardy in polluted areas, as the constructs, another faction we have found up here, has caused much pollution around them in the waters. Currently, this research is still in its beginning phases.
Very well. I presume you'll be keeping a detailed record of your results.
Of course. Later, when I show you the research room, I will have more to show you based on our research.
This will be noted.
Moving on then. This way we have a small kitchen, as well as a dining area. This has been used for group meals as well.
You eat as a community.
When we can, at least.
This will be noted. What kind of meals do you serve?
A combination of what we are able to dress up. I am not one of the cooks, so I'm not fully aware. But mostly it is whatever we are able to easily produce, along with more traditional recipes.
Do you struggle for food?
Not currently, no. We have set up a small farm.
I suppose greenery does have its benefits.
We were also able to procure animal. So we are able to provide meat.
Of what sorts?
Allow me to show you. Currently, we have both pigs and chickens.
Penned, fat, lazy prey.
It is not ideal situations, but it is what we could manage for now. It is intended we will find a much more suitable way for them to be much more suitable prey in the future.
I'm not certain if this prey could ever be suitable.
I am unsure. There are more interesting animals up here.
Nevertheless, they
What are
serve
the
their
other
purpose.
factions? Have you eaten any of them yet?
I am sorry, what did you say?
The other factions that you had mentioned? Surely they are of intelligent species.
Yes.
And how goes acquiring sustenance from said species?
So far, the most we have really connected with them is for trades. There are only really one faction that has food that we could actually eat. Or our people we could actually eat.
What a vexing issue.
Indeed.
It isn't ideal, but I suppose this will do for now. I will caution you on how bored your nestlings will be, as this prey does not leave a fulfilling flavor. But survival comes first.
I will be sure to keep it in mind for the future. Thank you very much. Now that I
Aiding
believe...
you benefits the Queen. Praise be her name.
Praise be her name.
Praise be her name.
Pardon? You are not praising the Queen.
Praise be.
This will be noted. Carry on.
At this point, I believe we can go under the surface. Allow me to show you the hive. I hope you are ready for a slight thrill, as our entrance is intended to be dangerous for those who are not of our kind. But it should be safe for you.
Of course.
This is what we refer to as the swarming tree. On its own, it appears to just be a place for our architect to live. But should you look deeper into it, an unassuming hole, in fact, is an entrance. Please be mindful to stay in the center. There are bushes which will break your fall.
Okay, gotta close the entrance.
Of course.
Oh, I see. This is a fake one, is it not?
This one's the real one, the other one is the fake.
I appear to be too fat. One moment.
I am surprised. Do you need us to
Shocking.
open it up further?
No, do not worry. A simple easing of the stomach should handle this just fine.
Understood. We will give you a moment. Chitter is quite small, yes. Chitter's a little.
Rude Lady Chitter, may I ask a question pertaining to prey earlier?
Of course.
What sort of exotic prey do you have around these parts?
I believe it has been discovered that there are a few exotic varieties. Boar is what I have mostly heard of, and I have seen many variations of bird.
I have heard that the boar can put up quite a fight if you're not careful.
That's what makes them fun. Welcome to the hive.
Very well lit.
It is to ensure no creatures manage to get their way in here.
Very good.
Allow me to show you our storage room. And then we will move on to the lab, and then the information room.
Who are they?
Introduce yourself. And what you do.
My name is Missive. I'm a miner, hunter, and guard of the swarm.
I would hope that you're a part of our kin.
He is a little hard to understand at times. He said guard of the swarm.
Ah, I see. And you?
I am Fiore, and I am one of the builders, designers, architects.
Rude Lady Chrysalis, this must be the mantid that, I'd assume mantid, that built the head of the building of the wall. I have some questions, if that is, but alright.
Oh, there you are.
You may
I was running around looking for everyone.
Who is this?
That would be Skipper. I am sure they will introduce themselves once they are more composed.
That is a moth, is it not?
Yes.
Then their candor is explainable at least.
Hello. My apologies for the rude introduction. I am Skipper Springday. I am a courier and a diplomat for the swarm.
A diplomat?
Yes.
Then please do remember to carry yourself with proper eminence.
Yeah, of course. My apologies.
They are still in training.
This is evident. Are you going to introduce me, or must I do it myself?
I shall, lady. Introducing Brood Lady Chrysalis to all of you.
I am here to inspect your colony, to make sure that it is to the Queen's standards. Praise be her name.
Praise the Queen.
You sound somewhat sarcastic.
No, this is merely my tone of voice.
This will be noted. I at the very least do hope that you do keep up the bare minimum in making sure that your people abide by the most basic rule.
Of course.
It will be seen then. You may continue on your tour.
Understood. To the storage area, then. This is headed by our quartermaster, although I do not believe he is awake currently.
A properly organized list of needs.
As well as a list of imports and exports, as well as a notice board.
Very good. Future trades. Proper labeling. Including
is all-
visual display.
Organized by value. Things that are not very valuable stay at the bottom. Things of more medium value are on a second level. And things that are much more valuable but not required to be hidden are at the top.
I see. This will be noted.
I will show you
Carry
the
on.
second level. Although you may need to climb along the outside.
I find that the vines are really easy to climb
the third
up.
level. This is the third level. One level below is the second.
I presume that someone had traded raw bamboo prior.
No, they have not.
Oh,
It is merely a
so
message
it is
to
simply
ensure
a
no one
reminder.
does.
Very good.
Any newcomers, we do not want to accidentally bring some with them when we are going out. It is important to make sure that no one can obtain bamboo raw, as it could be regrown, and then it would lose its unique quality of being only to the swarm.
Ah, I see. So that is how you are handling the other factions.
Yes. We are currently attempting diplomatic relations with them until they prove themselves unworthy of that. Currently, they seem useful, at least in trade, as there are things that they have that we do not.
Just be sure not to get them too fat on our resources.
Indeed.
Regardless, this is your colony. You may continue the tour.
Understood. I am going to head down this way since there's a bit safer, but you may go down the outside. I suppose next, then I will show you the research room. It is a bit more of a trip in this case. I am sure you have noticed the large amount of thorns around our base.
That I have.
This is because we have discovered those who are not chitinous like ourselves seem to be very much harmed by them. Even their armor tends to rust.
How
Thus,
convenient.
having a lot of them around makes sure they have a much more difficult time should they ever genuinely get down here.
This is good to know. It will be noted.
Currently, the research room is a bit more hidden, as we don't want anyone who could potentially get down here to discover our research. So we are keeping it well hidden.
Me too. I'm getting flashbacks. Darn.
It will be a slight swim. But I'm sure you have noticed it doesn't appear that there's anything down here.
Ah, greetings, Chitter. Oh, and might this be? Pleasure to meet you.
Introducing Brood Lady Chryslace.
Lord Lady Chrysalis. My pleasure.
Chris Lace.
My apologies. My pronunciation is still a bit rusty of our native tongue. I had spent so much time on the surface that, unfortunately, I seem to have lost a bit of the pronunciation over time.
But apparently you still have a latent talent for music. This will be noted.
Indeed. I tend
Go
to...
on and introduce yourself.
Of course. My name is Lexwick, one of the researchers here at the lab. Currently, I was just going over some previous research that we had completed. Would you like a tour?
Yes, I would.
Perfect. Then, allow me to elaborate. So, here we have is the entryway to our research lab. Here we have different experiments taking place, minor ones, be it as they may. So, for example, creating more effective terms of storing honey and creating new ones over time, as well as just general storage for anybody who brings anything of interest or to eventually be in need of research, or supplies for building the lab further, is where we have this main area. Over here is where we have our most interesting experiment, in my opinion, where we deal with toxic materials of sorts. I will warn you, we do have a cleansing chamber before we go into the main chamber. So if there's anyone who's uncomfortable with having to go through a vigorous washing, I would suggest not coming and following through just yet. Otherwise, try not to crowd yourselves too much in here. We have two methods of disinfecting yourselves in here. Our basic one is simple water and soap, so the lever the turn it off. Soap here to wash yourselves, or the more dangerous but equally effective method of lava. Most people tend to stray away from that, as if you're not specifically able to withstand the heat, then it may hurt you far quicker than you would like. But once everyone has been properly disinfected, people move on. Once that is on, we can close off the water. Sorry, Raha, I know you're still a bit too big for this.
Yes, that's...
Then into this chamber. So, in this chamber specifically, holds our toxic, dangerous material waste. From, I believe it was the constructs. The constructs lands seem to be very barren, dangerous from what I've been told. And so there are tests going on to try and purify it, using different filtration methods of silk and charcoal, as well as lapis and gravel. We specifically decided to keep any materials or specimens in regards to toxic experiments secluded only in here. I will say there has been some minor success in regards to this. We have created at least a method of filtering out the water to a small degree to allow us to breathe it safely. In that we've created a helmet of sorts. But we are still trying to expand on that success and create more efficient filtration systems to switch out. But for now, still, we are trying to make progress wherever we can.
Care to give me an example?
Of a filtration system? Sure thing. In fact, I have the example of one of the chests of our completed research so far. Follow me, please.
Oh, so you are the architect. I have heard of you. I presume you have already heard my name, as you've been tailing us for a while.
Yes, my lady.
Brood lady.
Yes, my lady.
Alright, here we are. So here's one of the culminations of our research so far. This helmet of sorts. Would you like to take a closer look?
Yes.
There you are. I believe, Favor, this was specifically of your design, if I remember correctly, right?
It was a combination of my efforts with Chitter's.
Ah, I see.
I provided the webs as well as some ideas for it.
And how does it work?
I believe it is better for Fava to explain.
Indeed.
Well, the design I came up with is copper, which is the base material that can withstand high water temperatures and pressures. The glass pane in the middle so you can see out of it. And you don it as any other helmet. And you apply webbing at your neck to act as a seal. And then there's an insert near the mouthpiece where you put the filters we have constructed. And that will suppress any pollution from filtering through. Such as this.
Fascinating.
I myself cannot demonstrate, for I am already resistant to any poisonous or acidic liquids. But we do have sludge to demonstrate, should that be needed.
I would love a demonstration.
And I believe it should be in the hazardous materials. Go right ahead.
How dangerous it is to transport these hazardous materials? You hear?
From what I can tell, we can collect it in a bucket and so far be safe. However, we do recommend that anybody who is in contact with this try and disinfect themselves as best they can.
As well as any areas where it has passed through.
Indeed.
Where should we place it? Here, perhaps?
Perhaps it should stay within the hazardous material area.
I agree. They may have to wash behind the glass door. I will say it feels quite peculiar, but no immediately adverse effects. Only just a small hiccup. I'm assuming you'd like to see a demonstration without the helmet on.
If it is safe for you to demonstrate, yes.
Oh, I can be quite a hearty bug when I need to be. Just a small dip. That... There's definitely a difference, but I could still do it. But it's much easier to deal with the helmet on. Little to no fumes going into my lungs. Far better, in my opinion.
This is a genuinely impressive thing. I am going to leave before you get anywhere close to me with that filth on you.
It'd be good to do so.
Well done.
Is there anywhere else that you intend to show me on this tour?
There is one final place, yes. The information room. This has a collection of all of the information we have of our own area, as well as the other factions that we have found so far. If you are ready, I will take you there now.
Yes.
Of course. Follow me. This is once again a more hidden area, though this one is, in my opinion, much harder to find. I apologize for the slowness within the thorns. We have all well adjusted to them by now.
Alas, I have been underground for a while. Still, this weakness is my own. It is something that will remedy.
As it has for us.
Not right now, Miku. Chat, don't leave me afraid to take my pills later.
This lantern serves as a marker, but we will have to go on another swim. Try not to lose me. The aesthetics are underdeveloped, however, that has not been the main priority of this area, as it is more to ensure information is spread. Here we have organized the areas for which information is. This is Kapka's area of research, so I will allow him to explain should he wish.
Depends on what you wish to know. I've separated it into different sections. Vulcan on the left, the three factions that we were dealing with in front of us, and then the Fae on the right.
May I peruse?
Of course.
more to the area. Just make sure to catch yourself.
A training day, I presume.
Yes, that was one of the training exercises I had.
Intended to help acclimate those who will be coming to the hive and are fresh to the area. A map of the area so they can understand what it is they'll be wandering around through, as well as everyone's indicated chosen occupations and such. We are still expanding the maps as we go, however the resources we've had available to produce them have been problematic to obtain.
Problematic how?
Trade is difficult for many. Even more so for the other factions not fully understanding the prices of many things, and a lot of things changing over time.
I presume you have a dedicated trader then?
As of right now, we have no primary dedication for a trader, though we do have a handful of people who wish to do such. I am hoping to train them and assist them with their knowledge where I can.
Very good. This will be noted. You have quite a lot of the map already. Or is the world... or what we are able to travel on the surface? Is this all there is?
No.
No, we would be the bottom corner. If you see the edge of the map here where it begins to turn much lighter, that is the fog. So by following it around as a circle, you can suspect that this entire area is dead beyond this point. As such, we seem to be on the southwestern side.
Very good. This will be quite an undertaking.
Yes. 800 redstone, 800 leather, minimum.
Redstone can be obtained through the constructs, while leather can be obtained through the natureborn. That's why we have been trading with them.
That must be quite annoying to deal with, having to trade with two factions. Have you considered stealing from them?
I have, though we have not really gone into their lands, as many others have taken to our stipulations that people not leave designated locations. As of right now, there's a variety of people within the swarm that are attempting to broker more positive relations with them in an attempt to find out more information on them, as well as what may be their location for storage rooms and such.
I see. It is not out of the question that they would have had the same ideas as you. At least, that is what we should prepare for. Even though I sincerely doubt that they are as competent as us.
Based on what I have seen, at least, of the Construct's lands and the Natureborns, I do not believe they have quite as ornate defenses as us. But I'm sure there is more I have not seen yet. That's why we are trying to learn more.
You mentioned that 3 other factions. So far you've only mentioned 2. What is this third one that eludes us?
The third one is the undead. They have
Ah, yes, them.
they have a few interesting resources. That of gold and lapis. Lapis and gold seeming to have healing properties to some degree, from what we can tell. But aside from that, we are still trying to figure out what they are useful for.
Then, it is possible that they are hiding its true use.
It would be wise for them to. However, they cannot hide it forever.
True use. I do not think that it would be possible for them to hide a secret forever, no. No. Is this the last location?
There are more locations within the information room. However, if you believe this is sufficient, then we can move on.
Location. It is in your best interest for you to show me all that you can.
Understood. Then allow me to show you the rest of the information room. There are sections for each faction, though they are not as robust as our own. Here is where we keep information on the Fae, a seemingly ancient race that is not a faction of its own. They seem to be related to the Mother Tree. Interestingly
The giant tree
enough,
not far from here, yes?
yes. Interestingly enough, one of these that has visited us already knew of the swarm.
To what
We are
capacity?
still... I am unsure of the exacts of what they know. However, they seemed to know us intimately. They referred to themselves as being very old. Very old. I am still trying to get what information I can out of him. He refers to himself as the Crooked One. And he seems capable of things that do not make sense, like appearing and disappearing in places.
This is troublesome information.
It is.
Worse yet, he's not alone. There has been confirmed reports from the undead that they have mentioned an all-seeing one, supposedly a brother to the Crooked One.
Apparently this one being even older than the Crooked One. Given the fact that once while we were making improvements to the outside, many of us felt an eye watching us. I believe that one is aware of us as well.
It might be that the Fae have been informed by this all-seeing one.
It is possible.
Stand your guard. I don't like being on the defensive when it comes to information. It only yields disastrous results for us.
Of that we agree. Moving on, I will show you the information rooms for the other factions.
Currently, the other factions have been broken into different segments. On the left is the Natureborn, the right is the Constructs, down below is the Undead. I intend to expand the facilities further, as I'm currently collecting sketches of the faces of every member of every faction that I can find, so I can more easily help the swarm to identify them by source as well as their occupation and what it is they may have of importance, designating traders and diplomats as potential targets if need be, depending on how Chitter wishes to move forward, that is.
How clever. This will be noted.
Feel free to look around as you wish.
As of right now, there's only been preliminary scouting of each of their bases, and as such, we do not have a full mapping of their areas just yet. Not to mention the maps may become out of date over time and will need to be updated. But we are doing our best to make sure that people are understanding where it is they'll need to go in the event that an assault or defense is needed.
What is the red?
What is the what?
The red speckles.
Ah, torches of time, some sort of braziers.
I noticed that they did not appear on the other maps.
Yes, the constructs have an oddity of their buildings. They seem to be using a significant amount of clay as well as some form of concrete. As of right now, the Natureborn has some of the least amount of information just due to our mutual interest in dealing with the other two. So there has been less scouting required for it as of right now. I have personally gone up and down the borders of it, mostly to hunt for prey. Their new guardians are, well, were entertaining for a while. Though they lack the resources necessary for us now.
Interesting.
Also, down later. As of right now, it is empty since we do not have enough logs to warrant an archive, but it is planning for the future.
Very good.
If you have any questions about anything in particular or need to be pointed towards a report, feel free to let me know and I can try and give you an idea of where it might be at.
Very good. I will keep you informed if I need anything. The undead area is covered in snow.
Yes.
Yes, it is a frozen alpine land.
And it is surrounded by a swamp.
The swamp isn't as bad as the snow. Have you... I presume that some of you have already had experiences in it?
Yes.
Yes.
Quite dreadful stuff.
It is uncomfortable, to say the least. And to say the most.
As of right now, the undead are attempting to play the neutral party, even reaching out to bring apart a summit of leaders and such to bring together, claiming that their lands would be the neutral place to do so.
How convenient for them.
Exactly. I believe...
If garner them too much political power, it would make it seem as though they were holding the most sway in political situations.
I believe that most everyone shot it down just for the stupidity of going to their lands alone. However, there was discussions of some form of a neutral ground, being on an island, though most people don't seem to have the forethought to believe that the neutral ground of such a thing would clearly fall within the Natureborn's hands. An aquatic in the water is worth more than 5 members in boats.
Most certainly.
So far in my discussions with them, I have proposed a more rotational summit. One which would be more along the edges of our lands. With each faction hosting each time. That way, should anything actually happen to us, we will know which faction it happened at.
That is true. Although it doesn't necessarily mean that you hadn't been betrayed by a different faction.
It does
It
not.
is at least a step. Have you considered adding a bit of chaos to all of this?
What kind of chaos do you need?
Do you have any factions in which you are very close to? Or at least a faction member that you are?
Currently, we are most in close relations with the Natureborn, as our opinions and wants align.
You could hire them to steal for you. It doesn't really matter what they take in the end. All that matters is that the paper trail leads to them. Get another faction mad at them, and you can extort with the other faction. Get a stronger foothold on the surface. But ultimately all this depends on how sneaky you are.
It is a good idea, though I would want to wait until we have more information and are closer to another faction first. While we have relations and similar interests with the Natureborn, we have not settled fully. I want to discuss more at large with their leader. They have seemed to be absent for some time. It is very curious.
There is a possibility, though the diplomatic outcome may become problematic. The muskrat that we encountered before seems to have been placed under an apprenticeship role to be retaught how to trade. As such, I suspect he's most likely in a rather low position in their people's lands currently. If we were to reach out to him and offer some more worthwhile trades to him specifically, there's a chance he may be able to be coerced into doing this deed.
Perhaps this is something to think more on in the future. Perhaps the muskrat does have a heat.
As you will it.
I do believe, though, that is the extent of what I can show you, as most other things would not be of particular interest, merely housings.
This is being noted.
If there is anything else you would like to discuss, I can take you somewhere more comfortable.
I have a question, if I may, Brood Lady.
You may.
It has been difficult for us to determine what exactly it is that we should be or allowed to be sharing with any of the factions around here. Should the information on the gene vats and such be considered a high priority secret, or is it something that should be known but restricted to the Queen? As such, we do not have access to it here.
That depends.
I have a potential target who may be willing to be a vat target.
If you are giving out said information for the purpose of only giving out the information, then no. If you are giving it out with a purpose, such as, for instance, to possibly offer our services in exchange for something of actual worth. And perhaps just don't give out information freely, and perhaps not to all at once.
Of
Wait
course.
for when someone is desperate. Corner them. Give them a nice exit. I presume it'll be very hard for you all to find proper test subjects up here. But it would be very good to gather as much information as you can from these other factions. Even if you can only eat one, it'll be important to gather the weaknesses and strengths of the other ones.
May not be as hard as you expect. The undead seem to have a form of death called apathy that they fear. I have been talking with at least one of the vampires. There's a possibility that we may be able to assist them and with their weakness to fire. And in such we may be able to find whatever it is that allows them to heal from eating or regeneration. Someone afraid of death is much easier to coerce, because they believe they have no other choice.
Ideally, we shouldn't be dying either. But if they are more afraid than others, yes, you could threaten them easily.
That is the best part. We do not need to be the ones to threaten them. Their apathy is something that happens over time.
I suppose you could give them a false sense of hope.
Precisely.
Find a cure for them. How splendid. Now then, is there anything else that you wish to discuss, or anything else that you wish to show me?
I believe that is the extent of what we can show. Everything else is, again, as I said, relatively uninteresting. Mostly lodgings and houses.
Very good. But in that case, Raha, Chitter, step forward. I will now be unsealing the scroll from the Queen herself. I was told that I would only break this seal if I was sufficiently impressed. To which I have been. Take it with honor. Young brood Lady Chitter and the wise Raha have been summoned by Her Eminence, the Breaker of Chains, the Queen of the Budkin, to enact her rule and push grander evolutions deeper within the main hive. You are given a single day to give a temporary replacement to your position here. But ultimately, the Queen has grander prospects for you both. Congratulations, you two. Do not squander this opportunity. You're worth far too much to be left up here. Praise the Queen.
Praise
the Queen.
Praise the Queen.
Good. Servant, we will be leaving now.
Yes, Brood Lady Chrysalis. Is there anything you wish to bring back?
I need not touch anything else in this place any longer. Still, you have impressed me sufficiently. We will be ready to leave with you. Whenever you are.
Understood. If you could give us a small bit of time to discuss with my people.
Of course, you are given a day to prepare your leave. Use it well.
Oh my.
Let us move to the maybe see if anyone else is awake, so we can inform them as well.
Yes. It's been a long time since I felt my heart beat that fast.
No. My service.
I was worried. It might.
I'll meet you all in the meeting room. If you can give me a minute to talk to Raha.
Alright.
If you can find anyone else awake, please let them know.
Now I'll look in the diplomatic area.
He already ran off. Cool. Can we talk real quick first?
Yeah. You okay?
I think I'm feeling a mix of emotions.
I can understand that.
I'm glad we did well.
You did well. You did a good job.
Do you think I'm actually ready for that?
Here's a secret that you learn with age. You're never ready until you are. You'll never feel ready.
Do you think they'll be alright without us?
I think so. I trust Fava, Silk Cedar, a couple others.
I guess I have to pick one of them to be temporary leader.
Who are you thinking?
My first thought would be Fava. He seems to get along with everyone.
They also have a good head on their shoulders. And they have a diplomatic mind, which is rare. Second one would probably be Silk Cedar, but I don't know if that would be the best idea between the two.
I don't know if he would be ready for it.
No. He is good in organization, but he needs to learn to speak up.
I guess I won't be able to train them in diplomacy anymore.
No. But they would have the other ones that are more diplomatically minded. You might have to ask Fava if you choose them to try to help them in the best way they can.
Mm.
Hmm.
Do you have any idea where we might get placed?
Repeat that?
Do you have any idea where we might get placed next?
Considering the wordage, probably near the center, which is surprising. So you're going to be dealing with a lot more older, competent kin.
I guess I'm gonna need a lot more advice.
Yes. It's going to be a bit of a difference of pace here. This place is soft in comparison to the actual hive.
Why do you think I'm so nervous?
No. One day you'll see me and you'll see yourself the way I see you.
Small? From an up
Ready.
perspective?
I understand the humor, but I'm being serious.
I appreciate it. Oh. You're a little jiggly in your hugs now.
Yeah, ignore it.
I don't know when you got so shaky. So shaky in hugs.
Mama.
You must actually be nervous then. I guess, yeah. My pick would be Fava. At least that's the first one I think of.
Well,
I feel like I kind of have to trust my gut here.
If anything, if for whatever reason they need to come up with a longer term solution or Fava is somehow not the right choice, they can hold another election.
I believe that's why they are being placed as a temporary leader.
Yes.
I'm curious to hear the results of their examination, if they shared it, of course.
Hello.
Hello.
Is everybody awake?
Katka is gathering anyone from up top and coming back down.
Alright.
We shall wait.
And apologies, I'm not here for long, but I managed to drag myself awake for a bit.
Wait.
Just you being awake for now is enough.
I will say thank you, Fava, for giving a more in-depth explanation of the diving helmet at the lab. Oh, of course. I appreciate it. In truth, the only part I had struggled with was the experiment for honey, since there have been no notes on it so far. So I don't exactly know who started it or what its purpose is.
I do not recall, but there were other experiments down the hall that they could have seen, but those were more of ideas in progress, and I am not sure if they would want to see them.
That's why I'm glad they only saw, at least, our entrance to the lab. In truth, that I feel is the most finished and well used. Kirka, welcome back.
Skipper should be making his way along the wall and will be back here shortly. I informed them that the meeting should be within 10 minutes at minimum.
That should be sufficient for everyone to collect their thoughts.
I will try to stay as long as I can, but due to cosmic reasons, I may have to depart early.
Of course.
We will brief you should you need to sleep.
Thank you.
Hello, Skipper.
Hello.
Was there anyone else along their way to hear Skipper?
Not that I noticed. I found Krazit, but that's the only straggler I found.
We're missing the small manted. Oh no, she's right. They're right over there. Never mind.
Apologies, I am rather large. There, that should be easier to see now.
I believe this is everyone. Chitter.
Well, for those who were not following along, the Queen sent a brood lady here an official brood lady, to inspect our progress. I showed her the surface builds. I showed them your tree, Fava, along with the lab and the information room, and explained all of which we have tried to progress. It seems we passed much to their expectation, and have been making good progress. They were impressed. But in them being impressed, they opened the scroll that is a summons for myself and Raha to return back to the swarm proper. And I do not believe we are to return. Thus, I am to place a temporary leader in my stead. After some thought on this, I decided to pick Fava. You may be able to obviously choose someone else should you see him as unfit, as this is simply a temporary role until you all decide who you think will fit best. But for now, I think Fava is capable, and I hope that he will impress you. Unless, of course, you choose to reject it, Fava.
No.
all have any questions?
It has been an honor following you.
Indeed.
Indeed.
I have only one thing to ask of the both of you. Don't forget about us.
As a favor, if you're speaking, you should speak up.
I said, the only thing I ask of you is to not forget about us. That is all.
Hi, I just got here. I don't know what's going on.
We will brief you shortly.
I promise that is not going to happen. Regardless of if I am leaving or not, this has been very important to me. And I will miss all of you. But hopefully maybe one day we'll see each other again.
One can hope, but the both of you will be in all of our memories. But are you leaving now, or are you waiting the full duration?
I suppose that depends if Raha has anything to prepare. I will at least try and write up what I can for Skipper and Evangeline, if I can write anything of a guide of ideals for diplomacy, as I know I was teaching both of you and I won't be able to.
Thank you.
Shall you be bringing anything with you to show of your progress and of your achievements here?
I believe that much has been shown enough.
Understood.
I think you all having as many of the resources we have now is more important.
Okay, good.
Yes?
I know you have a lot on your plate already, but can you make sure that everyone understands the fundamentals of combat and formation, the way we were brought up?
I will endeavor to do so.
Very well. There you go. I am done.
Then if there is nothing else, I am going to spend some time in myself and Raha's room and try and write up something.
I will say, Evangeline asked to be brief. They were not here.
Yes, I have no context.
Would you like me to brief you yourself, or would you like to be briefed by your peers?
I'd probably be you since you have the most detail.
Then I will re-explain.
Okay.
While you were asleep, we were visited by officials from the Queen. They were sent here to inspect our progress and see how we did. And they were impressed. However, in them being impressed, they opened a missive from the Queen. And it seems that myself and Raha are to be brought back to the swarm proper, much deeper down. For now, I am placing Feva in as the temporary leader until you all decide if he is appropriate or if you choose someone else. That is the brief explanation.
I hope things go well for you.
I hope so as well. Any questions?
think I understand. Watch each other's backs, okay?
Of course.
Always.
Clearly he's incapable without me. This is supposed to be where you do a quick back.
Oh no, I'm not doing any quick back. It makes you feel worse.
Ah! Can't believe it. Can't believe you've done this. Again. I'm gonna have to make a chapter for you again. Since I lost my list.
Apparently we start off with a clean slate then. I don't have a chapter in your book of grievances.
Well, think of it this way: you can start a new chapter now. Once you leave. As saddening as that sounds, but here we are.
I'm going to choose to think of it as not a goodbye, but a see you later.
Right.
I know we will see each other. It's just a matter of time.
Especially if this place becomes wildly more than what they expect it to be. And I trust you all
And
to
we
do
will.
that.
Yes. There's still a lot to be done, but in time.
I have one thing to inquire you about. What are your final regards when it comes to the tree? It's something important that we won't be able to ask you about later.
What do you mean specifically?
What we should do. If people try to hurt it, or if things start to happen. Should we just let things happen, or try to investigate?
Do you mean the mother tree or the tree that Fava has created?
The mother tree.
For the most part, that will be determined by whoever you next choose as leader. However, I would hope that, as any member of the swarm, they would put the swarm first. However they determine is what will keep you all alive and well is to them. But I will say I don't think angering the Fae is a good idea. In the very least.
Absolutely.
No.
My reason for asking, I know that you are having to leave and Faye will have to take charge for a bit until we do a vote, but I still value your opinion.
I am glad that you do. And that's why I give it. I'm not sure what I would do in such a scenario, as I don't know the exact details of that scenario. And we can't really prepare for such a scenario to happen, as there are a plethora of things that could happen with it. But I hope with what I have been able to teach while I am here, and what Raha has been able to teach, that you will all be prepared. Or in the very least, that Fava, or whoever you end up choosing as your final leader, will be able to guide you all through it.
Very well.
Are there any more questions?
Not from me, but perhaps the others.
Merely my wildest wishes at present.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. I suppose then I'm going to head back to our room and start trying to write things up for you all. More specifically for Skipper and Evangeline.
Right.
Ava, if you want to talk at any point before I leave, please come do so.
Oh, I will.
I'm going to miss you.
I'll miss you too.
And to think I wanted to ask your opinion on helping decorate.
Well, now you can ask Fiore and Ava.
Oh, I've already been bugging Faber about it. He has better things to do.
Never make a square.
I suppose then
Yes.
your next
That's the rule I've
goal
learned
would
from
be to
Chitter.
talk to Fiore. I have been told
I
she
may
is
have
very
already
good
failed
at
in that
detailed
regard, but I can fix that.
decoration.
I always refer to her. She is very talented in that regard.
Understandable. I'll have to remember that then. Thank you.
If any of you have anything to bring to me, please do so before tomorrow morning.
Goodbye.
I just wanted to give a hug.
Oh, very well.
Thank you for helping me. Thank you for
You're
being,
welcome.
I believe, a friend.
You don't need to believe that. We are.
Thank you. Same with you.
I'm glad I can help where I could. And I'm sorry I couldn't help more.
It's okay. You did great. You've been doing great.
If you wouldn't mind doing me one more favor, could you go get me a book?
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
Good.
I don't know.
It happens when you have a lot of feelings at once. It's complicated.
It's a lot of feelings at once. A whole lot.
Yes. A web full.
A big complicated web.
Everything will be fine.
I know it will be fine, but it'll be different.
Adaptation is survival. Change is the mode and method of the budkin. We embrace change. Of course, we can always be better.
Alright. As long as you're there, it should be okay.
I'll always be there.
try and have this ready for you. But it might be a bit basic. I don't have that much time.
I gotcha. Oh, hi.
Oh,
Hey, Vega.
yes.
I said hi.
Hi. I just came out here to hang out a little bit.
I am trying to get started on the writing. I'm sorry to surprise you like that.
I do not mind. It just means I have a lot to think about. As if I don't think a lot already as is.
More to think about.
Oh, I'm gonna need 2 brains.
Unfortunately for now, I think you only have one.
Well, from what I've seen, everyone is fairly capable and has not, no offense, no, that's not the right word, seriously needed too much guidance. Since people are taking their roles fairly well. And I asked everyone if we should be doing another vote, but we came to the conclusion that we will keep it as is until concerns are raised, which is a good idea, in all honesty.
I'm glad for the most part they agree then. I think you showed the most promise out of them for another leader. At least within the requirements.
Is there anything that you particularly recommend?
I recommend making sure diplomatic relations don't falter.
I'm not exceptionally experienced, but I personally have good relations with the constructs, at least.
That's good. I haven't managed that
Yes.
myself.
They are easily influenced when having positive relations. So we'll see what we can do with that. As for the undead, I have not talked to any of them, but the Natureborn, a little more so. So I will have to remedy that.
I'm gonna try and finish up the basics of this, but then I probably need to rest for just a little bit.
Alright.
And then I might wake back up to write some more.
Alright, I shall leave you in peace, alright?
Thank you.
Yes. I shall leave you too.
You want to rest for a little bit?
Say it again?
You want to rest for a little bit before we start getting packed?
Yeah, we can. We have a full day. You know what's one thing I'm actually kind of looking forward to?
Mm.
The air in the hive. Lining is so much easier.
That much is true.
If you want, you can sleep closer.
Just a little.
Yeah.
You know, I heard you say it before.
Tomorrow is another day.
And the day after that.
Until you're someone's prey. Eventually.
I guess so. Good night, Raha.
Good night.
I can't explain too much of the out of character. But there is reason. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to VR. So just give me a minute. Because now it's Finley time. I'm gonna end the stream very briefly to split up the VODs. I promise it will start back up.